I don't see it on YouTube yet. There it is. My mic good?
Check, check. Yep, we're good. We're on the starting screen, so we're just checking the mics. What's up, everyone?
Yo, yo.
Audio's level. We'll turn this up a little bit. I think these kids across the street, I need to go see it. These kids across the street either have gel blasters or airsoft guns, because it's like I just hear them in their front yard every once in a while, like, like the middle of the night, like 9 o'clock. Like, what the fuck, dude?
What is it? Teach me.
All right, let me see. Let's go. We are gonna go. We are on the screen. Look at that picture. The beautiful pup on the front. Look at that. Hey, I gotta say, I mean, that's not really that much color graded, but those are just high-res screen captures from my video editor. So I don't think I need to worry about photography that much. I just capture them from video, and it looks
Nice.
sexy as well.
Nice.
But you guys hear the voices, so we will take the beautiful picture off right now. Here we go. Oh, what is up, everyone? Mike, yes. This time we're not gonna have technical difficulties. What is up, everyone? This is the Slackin Podcast, the 3rd episode. Thanks, everyone, for watching the first 2. We've had some amazing guests, and I think today is going to be a very good episode. We have Pup, a.k.a. the Taco Killer, and I'm excited for this one, the local baller out here in Southern California. Great guy, great friend, and a great paintball player. Sometimes he likes to downplay himself and say he's not that great of a paintball player, but he's an amazing player. So, if you're out there on the field, say hi to him. Great dude. And we're going to get into this. So, Pup, you can introduce yourself, talk a little about yourself, and we'll get started.
Yo, everybody knows me by Pup, but my real name is Frank Galvez. I love paintball. It's one of the best sports I've ever played in my life. I played a lot of different sports growing up, and been playing paintball since the early 2000s. Started off on like a walk-on player kind of, and then just evolved from there. So I'm happy to be here, and I just want to say thank you, everybody, for checking us out and viewing in.
Thank you. Yes, thank you for taking today's Thursday, your Thursday evening with us. Hopefully you had a good day, whatever you did, work or whatnot, and ready to get into this. So it's a little all right. So usually we do the questions towards the end, the little rapid fire fun questions, but we'll start it off and have a little fun today. So we know that you do have the Taco Killer brand, and it's a very great brand, and I love the logos. I think the logos are very fire. So
Thank you.
Since we never talked about it, maybe people don't even know about your tacos, your secret. So what is your favorite type of tacos and meat? You get like the street tacos with some different meat, or are you all a straight one meat guy, or not? No homo,
I kind of like read the taco spot, like see how it is,
Okay.
if it has some like good El Pastor in the back rolling.
Okay.
I love to get some of that,
Okay.
asada, of course. One of my favorite taco places actually is by ASG. It's called Tacos Tu Portelos.
Okay.
A little bit pricey. They kind of raise their prices, but
Who hasn't?
tacos are always delicious. Taco Killer kind of started off, when I first started playing paintball, playing at Legoland, I kind of with my Uncle Jay and my cousins, Bubba and Robbie. We started playing pump, just a small team, and we used to eat tacos at lunchtime, like during, you used to be able to bring a barbecue at SC Village and barbecue. So like, years later, I kind of remember that we can't barbecue now at SC Village, but
Yeah. Yeah.
they did bring that truck a couple times, and that was a taco truck, and I kind of like sparked up my idea on becoming, starting the Taco Killer brand, and the Taco Killer brand's all about like more of a lifestyle, like like being you, like loving you, and expressing you however you want to be. If people like you for you, then that's cool, and if not, then that's cool too, But like being comfortable in your own skin, and like growing up, that was really hard for me to do. So now that I've grown up and found a love in paintball, I've also found a love for myself as well. So
Good.
I gotta thank paintball for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I started messing around with like these little paintball homies, kind of little cholo dudes. Obviously, I'm not cholo at all. I just like kind of grew up in that lifestyle.
Yeah.
And honestly, like cholos are down for their hood. They're down for their homies. They're down for their people. They're down for their neighborhood. And it's kind of like how it is in paintball. Like you're down for your team. You're down for your teammates. You're down for the name on your jersey. And although it is fun to play with other people, you rather play with your family when you're homies. So
of course,
Taco Killer is a family brand. We also involve females. Females are also killers on the field. They're evolving rapidly.
Yes.
And
okay.
Yeah, I'm very happy to be associated with women's paintball too, and SC Village, and and all the people that would consider me a friend or a foe. I also want to thank you too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Sometimes those are the ones that get you a little bit more where you want to go in the motivation level. You know what I mean? So no, it's good. Yeah.
Well, I might be your foe now, but when you need me,
yeah.
I guarantee I'll be your friend.
Yeah, no, and you could just see, around, just around the community and stuff, and we have social media nowadays to, like, do things, but I mean, I think the one thing for me to, like, that's I've talked about it, support for my brand, is to actually, like, see the faces and see the people, and not just like just trying to just like be something on social media. It's like, and I, me and you, I think do some of our merch and a lot of our stuff right now, and and we'll probably do it forever like this, that because we just want to see people just enjoying things, and just enjoying the clothing and stuff. We're not doing it out there to just be like this insane like merch brand and stuff. We just like people, community, and like I said, the brand that you do means a lot more behind the hat that you wear. It means a lot more than just what you see on the front. There's a lot behind it. So I think that's like one thing the community I've seen around just the local field the last, we've probably like reconnected or whatnot. It's probably almost been 2 years now or so. I'd say like the first time maybe I went to SC Village and I saw, we started talking. We kind of just like the rest was like history. But like just like seeing like the growth and stuff. Just like you're just a very good like person, just a very humble person. I think the biggest thing is just you just want to see people grow and you want to see the sport grow. And I think there is like a level, for pros and things, kind of grow the sport on like kind of that level, but like there is a level that like me and you and other people like us, that are like really trying to like grow it from the ground up and just kind of, just have fun playing it, but also just kind of get somewhere, at the same time. So no, I appreciate what you're doing, for the brand. Just keep doing it, and I know you're involved, with a lot of like, youth, and and I know you like to coach, and like at the field, and really just kind of motivate the kids and things, which is I think very important, because sometimes you see them on the sideline. We always see like kids with just sitting there, want to get involved. It's like just jump in. I'm not gonna like blast you a million times, if you're like, you kind of, but I want to get you in, feel the heat, and then it's like some, and some kids and people are just natural ballers. Once they get their feet on the field, you're like, man, you do have it in you, you just got to get on the field. So, but yeah, we'll get into a little bit more of like,
paintball's a very intimidating sport, so it's really hard to like, how do you even get in? It's almost like a double Dutch jump rope, like, how do I get in this thing? And then when you do get in, like, what's the first question that almost everybody asks is like, how do I get this ball to shoot straight?
Yeah,
or
so, does it hurt and things like that?
That simple question, is has a way more advanced answer. Like how you hold your gun, have a paint you shoot, what kind of barrel you have,
Yeah.
Your
Well,
consistency of your body movement and little things like that. So like that's another thing that like when I grew up in paintball, it was really hard. I had to like learn on my own and learn real
yeah, we were
fast and
through in the fire a
kind of
lot, you
thrown,
know. Exactly.
kind of thrown into the teeth of it.
Yeah, no, and I think like nowadays, I mean, things are a little bit more pricey. So I think like gel blasters and some of these like other options we're having, at the fields are like good options because they're probably a little bit more like affordable. But at the end of the day, I think it is better just to have like people that can kind of mentor and kind of start kids off and just like almost like paintball, like what I mean, if you have like the right people to teach, and have kids not be afraid and get into that, just like I think it's just better just to kind of like dive them into it, like let's just go for it. You got good people to teach you, but not like, what I mean. It's just like it's gonna hurt. You know what I mean. It is what it is. Once, like I said,
And
we've
then like
got.
harness your fear too, right? We're
It's
all
like
scared
it's
kind
like
of.
I mean, it's still like things like still hurt. At the end of the day, we get shot. But it's like it's not like, but it's like, I tell people like I probably got shot, 20,000, maybe 10,000 times in my life between rec ball and speed ball and things like that. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. There's still a little sting every once in a while, but at some point, just adrenaline. Once it's not as bad as it looks, from the outside, it is like still scary sometimes, but it's like it's not that bad. You just gotta get your feet
That's my
first on
favorite
the
part about
field.
paintball. Besides like the click noise hitting a mask is like
Yeah.
the trifecta of like adrenaline, fear and anxiety all mixed
Hmm.
together, and like who can harness it and calm within the chaos,
All right.
right? And
Yeah. No. So I'm gonna ask. This is gonna be interesting question. I kind of briefed you a little bit so I can you wouldn't be caught off guard. But if you were going to make like just like a street taco with like a few ingredients, all right, and it was gonna be like a player, like or like a balanced player, like whatever skills in a
oh,
player, like how would like you would structure it, like from the
okay,
base. Let's
yeah,
see.
I think well, like I guess like the most important thing in paintball is like communication, right? So like that would be like the corn tortilla, you know,
Okay.
would be like you being able to communicate and relay the comms from one end of the field to the other, and then like another important part, which would be the meat. Second most important would probably be like your paintball IQ or your
Okay.
ability to read the
Yes.
field and read what's going on and being able to assess the situation, whether you're down and need to defend or you're up and you need to attack, and how to attack to win
Okay.
as a unit rather than just getting a 5 pack every point, because that's not going to work.
Yeah.
And then like what the cilantro and the onions would be like, you're running and gunning, and then like your snapshot, I would
Okay.
say,
Like your fundamentals.
like your fundamentals, like your gun skills, how working on that. And then you can't have a taco without some lime and some salsa. So I would consider that like your athleticism, like as much as importance it is. If you lack it, it's not gonna like hold you back in paintball.
True.
Like we've seen time and time again, people that don't seem the most athletic, you know, you might think you can beat them in a foot race, but at the end of the day, you put a gun in their hand and you put them on the paintball field. It's more like chess than it is checkers.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I love tacos, so I'll probably get like 3 of those.
Yeah. No, that makes the most
Or
sense. I think it's hard to like downplay. I'm sure this question's been asked a lot. Like, what's like the most important skills over others in paintball? I think they're all in importance. On a certain like all on a significant level together. But I think you're right. I think like there's certain things where, I mean, I guess maybe in the younger players, it's hard to like teach fundamentals in older players that play paintball. Like it is really hard to fucking say it is hard to to like if someone's like say like when I had to talk with the German guys and they said like most people can't play legally till they're 18 for paintball, like to teach someone like that fundamentals is like like very hard. So like when it is
yeah,
harder, easier to mold them like when they're younger. But I think there is levels in paintball where teamwork, I think paintball is like one of the most sports where like yeah individuals will stand out, but teamwork is one of the most like important parts like from all sports that I've played. So I think it's just like being well rounded. If you can communicate and get along with your teammates and just like communicate more, like you'll eventually learn the gun skills when you're around good people. Like yeah, if your snapping's a little booty or whatever, that's why you go drill and you go do things. But it's like it's hard to like really teach people how to communicate and how to like just be a team player. Those things are kind of just naturally learn through whether just life and if you play sports or not sports or whatever. So it's like I think like those
I
first two
did
things
learn.
I think those
I
first
did
two.
learn a few drills to practice
Okay.
communication and
We try.
stuff like
It's
that.
funny because we try to, and then every time we do, it's like these like stupid,
No, you know why?
ridiculous
It's because you
drills. But
try to do it on a 5-on-5 point, and it's not gonna work
no,
that way, dude. You got
we
to
did
go up to the
so.
hyperfield
We
and
did,
do.
but like it just feels so awkward. Like we would do some like I don't know who influenced my brother, whatever. We would do some like no like talking drills, but then like it was cool, but then like it felt this like you're looking for people like an uncoordinated because we were doing without the gun and stuff. So like I get like there's a level of like fundamental, but I feel like I was like, dude, at this point, Vince, like we need like a gun in our hands at least because now I'm just like hugging the bunker and just like doing shit that I wouldn't be doing, But it's like yeah, there is levels to do it, but you can teach things like as a team. But I think there's like just attitudes and like some people just communicate better with certain people, than others naturally, and like it's hard to teach, you know what I mean? But yeah, like skills and snap
Defense
shooting,
and
you
defense.
can teach like muscle memory or just do it. You teach yourself. Like I said, it's hard to like really teach people how to just gel with people and get along. You know what I mean? So I think that's like the one thing that you guys have. I mean, we'll get into it a little bit, but one thing you guys have on like Suffer and Talk Killers and stuff you guys do is you have some great people who are like who are more like kind of like family as people, but in the way they're just like people who want the greater good, and they're not out for themselves, and that's like what you really need in paintball. It's like you need those killers, but you need them to also dial back in the day and you kind of be humble as well, and like realize it's a family, and we all we all win together and we all lose together, but yeah.
Yeah,
So I think your basis, is right, and I think you kind of got in a good order, and I think you said that the top is athleticism, and there's a lot of way from paintball. Like I said on the last podcast, we only usually do this Saturdays and Sundays, and we don't like actually work out as much cardio and things that we should than just playing. So like it is important, if it's not your job or you don't have ability to play paintball more than twice or once a week to like try to just take care of your body and do some things around, even if it's go walk outside for 30 minutes a day, or 15 minutes a day, that does a lot for your brain, and just your body, so but
hmm
yeah. So I think all right, so we'll have to go to the taco place one time. One day we need to go tacos and bowling. I still need to go bowling with you guys, and
yeah. We
you
haven't
know,
gone bowling in a while,
yeah,
actually.
yeah,
But
we'll have to. But I have some good vibes for this year, and hopefully this year goes very well for all of us, and I think it will, and just play some paintball, And
mhm.
all right, so I think we talked a little bit about tacos. I think it's gonna give. If I talk about too much longer, I'm gonna get hungry, so I don't want to do that now. But
I guess you could say the secret's out.
yeah, the secret is all right,
I'm not
all right,
sponsored by Tacos
all
Two
right.
Portillo's. You guys
So
know.
green or red sauce?
I always go. I like green sauce. I'm more
That's
of a
okay.
green guy.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. It's like green can get spicy as fuck. For some reason, green's a little smoother, more. Like I don't know why, but I mean, green. I don't know. Green just hits a little bit. It's a little bit best of both worlds. But
I like
uh,
red tamales.
oh, okay, all right. All right, I like what some people bring me some tamales over. You ever want to bring me tamales over one day? I got you.
That's another one of our jokes. All my teammates have like I'm the taco killer.
Oh, okay, okay.
Heather's the nacho killer.
Oh,
Lucas is the torta killer.
okay. All right, all right. Uh,
Little Lucas, we
yeah.
call him the
Mm-hmm.
Chino killer.
All right. So we will get into some of your. We'll talk about this one for a little bit. Talk about it for a while. I want to take some times on some of these topics, but so we're on the taco killers and Suffer. So I know you've been playing on Suffer for a little bit now, for a while, and so you guys got a good camp. You guys been doing. You did well last year. ASG events. And I think Dub C was a little bit tough, but you guys were on the brink a lot of times. But basically, like that one couple points, or that one match from making it to the next round of the playoff. So you guys are doing well. I know you guys looks like you guys been picking up. Jose said green salsa too. See, even my girl, and she is definitely like me. She's white, and she says the green salsa as well. So I think the green salsa. I gotta put that on a poll on Instagram, right? The red or the green salsa. The taco killer
Yes,
needs to know. All right.
yes.
No. So I know you guys been. I saw. I haven't played paintball for a couple weeks, and I'm gonna be at ASG and things more. Than SC. But I know when we were grinding a little bit out maybe a month ago, I know you guys were trying to pick up some like new people and having the tryouts and stuff. So just explain like maybe those trial days or how it was going. You know what you guys have done. You guys picked up some players. You know what it looks like. You know divisions you guys
Yeah.
are eyeballing this year and things like that.
I play for Suffer. You know, we're out of it says SD, but we mostly play out of SC Village, and I'm going on my third season now. I really like the camp. You know, we have a lot of good people looking out for us, and we have a lot of people in the industry that are coaching and showing people the way that, and we're able to pass it on the knowledge. And you know, our first year wasn't the best. Our second year we also struggled, but this third year I really figured that we concentrate on where we're lacking at. Like I said with that taco, it's communication. We've only gotten better communication, and you know, we have the people that can sprint down the field and kill everybody, but we have a better unit of 5 that can kill people together. And we've been displaying that a lot. We had a really good scrimmage this last Sunday against our D3 line, which it wasn't their complete line, but they had a pretty solid 5, and you know, we were holding our ground. And you know, I have my girlfriend Heather, she's a phenomenal player. Sean, Mercedes. I have this new player that we picked up. His name is Lucas, and he also brought along his buddy Jarrett. They came together. The really good players. Jarrett's newer to paintball, but he's growing tremendously. Yeah. Lucas is an old head, but he's came back to balling, and I just kind of picked him up because he was trying to make a team, and that wasn't happening. So it just worked out that he come play with us.
He's been playing on your team for the last year, right?
No, it's only been like 4 months, almost like maybe coming on 6 months.
Wait, how many Lucases do you have on your team?
Well, we only have one now, but
just
we
one.
did have
the one I'm thinking of, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have you know, no race aside, but this is the easier way to explain it. The skateboard Lucas with the tattoos.
Yeah.
And then we have the little Lucas.
I was just making sure because I was like, how many Lucas we got here? Yeah, I was like, fuck, that's only been 6 months. I thought he played almost like most events or most of the year for you guys.
No, well, he played one. He played Dub C event with us,
and then
played one ASG event with me. So that's both.
Okay.
So like,
yeah.
And the ASG event was probably our best showcase.
Yeah.
This season we're for Suffer. We'll also have Coach Dan Lee from the Femme Fatales helping us out. The guy's a great coach. He just knows people. I used to be an old bushwhacker player. He's a great mentor. He knows how to explain things great, you know, and he had us playing everywhere and moving up the field like together, and we were just playing really good. And even when we were down, you know, we weren't imploding. He wasn't like yelling at us, or you know, nobody was like losing their shit. We just kind of like, this is what we're doing wrong, and this is what we need to do. So, and then we were executing. So there was a couple points where we were down, like, you know, 5-2, and we ended up coming back and winning it, or maybe we were 4-2 against Felons, maybe. Can't think of the names, man. I don't want to say the wrong names, but yeah, it was a great performance from my team, and that day really showed me that we could do it. So we've been sticking together and growing our synergy and really passing the ball around. And you know, if in our last couple of videos you can actually hear it too, you know, we're telling each other who has the ball and stuff. What do you need from me, rather than just like 3-1 snake one back center, you know. We're actually like communicating as a unit and, you know, getting the kills that are necessary. So I'm really looking forward to this upcoming season, and you know, whether we win or lose, it's going to be a time to grow and learn. So
no, I think that's why I'm doing a lot of these, especially, you know, showcasing everything of paintball, because there is kind of themes, you know, just like it's the past couple of podcasts, it seems like everyone kind of explains, you know, how like things have been going or like working and wise on teams, and just like it's kind of the same, you know, just natural themes. You guys, you know, the last 3 people and you guys just kind of been talking about just kind of, you know, working together, you know, and just kind of being, you know, just like I said, having good attitudes. And I think that's the biggest thing that I noticed about you guys. You guys really just kind of put each other first, you know, and not yourselves first. And I think it's like the one biggest thing that's a lot of people have to like really understand is, you have to have the killer instinct. You know, you have to like sometimes take the ball in your hand, but at the end of the day, it's just like the people working around you are more important, you know, than you individually, you know. And I know in you know, in the sport. So I think that's, you know, that's good. And And it's good when you have some. I think like having Heather, and Mercedes as well. But obviously at the
We
level
got
of
a lot of like-minded people on the team
yeah,
right now that want the best for each other. And when you have a unit that Ray Lewis said it, you could see it in many that the military guy with the beard says it all the time. When everyone's looking out for each other more than themselves, that team's unstoppable. And like,
yeah,
they had Ed Reed, their team was stacked,
yeah,
and all they cared about was like, what do you need from me?
yeah,
And that's what I want to do this season. As much as I want to get the 5 packs and I want to get noticed, I want to be that guy that's like, what do you need from me?
yeah.
So I can shoot that full so we can go hit that
Yes,
buzzer.
yes, yes. No, and I think I really enjoy Lucas. I think he's a really good player, and I think
He's a great asset
he's
to the team. The
he's
guy's
kind
a
of like
phenomenal
I
player.
was when I like not like I don't like obviously look and like study or like see people play during practice all the time. So like I didn't really know like even like who Lucas obviously was, but I started talking to him and I started just like playing with him, and I
And
enjoy
then he
like
started shooting fools, and
playing.
you're
I
like, oh,
enjoy playing with
that
him
guy.
like when we're just doing the random street ball days. I'm like, yeah, fuck, I need you, But like do that. Hey, I gotta say though, he has got the
He
best.
loves
He's got the
it.
he's got the best double knee slide in the game. At least from what I saw from ASG, that man was double knee sliding like a boss, bro, and then getting in the snake and clapping fools. That shit was great.
So
So
like last year, I suffered a back injury. I really don't even know how it happened. Like maybe diving or sliding
mhm.
or something, but to wake up and I just had a really like weird feeling in my back, and I just was uncomfortable, and I still feel it, but just not as
Yeah,
much anymore. So like I'm starting to get back in the gym, and I'm starting to do the little things that I need to do to make sure that I'm on the top of my game for my teammates. Because that's what it
yeah,
comes down to. Like you said, we paintball, you only have 2 days of the week, but there's tons of things that I could tell you that you could do at home,
hmm
with a simple, standing mirror.
yeah,
You could
yeah,
do snapshots. You can wash yourself. Just you could do many things to improve your paintball abilities, and you can. There's tons of paintball on YouTube. You could just engage in all sorts of paintball, old school, new school, and just increase your knowledge. And the most important thing is that when you're out there, is to trust yourself and trust your instincts, because once you second guess yourself, it's already too late.
yeah,
When you think
yeah,
you should have or would have, could have, you didn't, and that's your fault, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
play with your heart. And one of Puff's models is always, you're already dead when you put your gun to that starting gate. Just if you can imagine you're already dead, and you play with no regrets,
yeah.
then you'll see that your paintball will just improve tremendously. So
I would have. I mean, I'd have to say, do you think that like because I mean I wasn't going to get into like the football and things like that, but I know you sent me some clips and I enjoy like looking at all the stuff you've done like in high school and for football. But so I do think like playing football and like kind of being in like that environment, maybe in
college
that
bowl.
sport. Well, I mean I school yeah, but do you think that like kind of playing football in high school and college, and all that stuff is like kind of like prepared in a
Yeah,
sense for paintball? Because like I would say all sports does, but I know like football is kind of like that ruthless mentality in a sense where like when you're in the locker room it's a different mentality than like I'd say baseball or something that like I've been in the locker room. It's like, do you think like football
very
prepared
similar to
you?
football,
Okay.
without the fact that instead of hitting people,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
shooting people. But like you have your specialty players like your linebackers and your defensive linemen and your free safeties. You have your home players and your snake twos and your Dorito twos. You have people that have really good snapshot and really good laning and really good aggression. You have people that have just like really good at certain things. So plugging and playing that, I think, is what really separates teams from other teams. How to do that. And
yeah,
we have a lot of talent on our team. We have a lot of people that have previous athletic backgrounds, and now that we know what we need to do, we're doing it.
yeah. Good. Well, and
That's the number one thing.
I think I was gonna say too. The one thing I was gonna say when I was saying about the themes is when you mentioned about like the coach and stuff. I think I wouldn't say like every team, like even at a low level, needs like a coach or certain things, but like everyone needs like dedicated people, even if it's like not like like a hired coach. There is like somebody in like everyone's like pit that should be like at least an enforcer, at least kind of just like this person that could like tell you just like, hey, like shut the fuck up, like let's figure this out, and I think that's like important, or like we've seen like where the most times like people implode in the pits where like they haven't had the support and like the help. And I think that's like, I'm sure like I've been, to your guys' like tournaments, and some of them before, you guys have like certain like coaching, like that more of like serious nature of like who's in the pit and stuff. And like it gets crazy, you know what I mean? For like just to even like,
And you're
do you,
on time.
Exactly. Even a D4, D5 tournament, I've even done like media, or whatever, just like been there on my tournaments. Like when I'm like, not playing, I'm like, fuck, like, what do you guys need help with? It's like, even if you have certain support, like if you don't have like the people who really know what they're doing or like in the sport of paintball, even like running, pods and like wiping down pods and important stuff, you just have like a bunch of random people. It makes you like more stressed out, what I mean? So I think having those things in place, what I mean? Whether it's like you guys have, a coach from, a well-known like name, or you just have, teams have just somebody who's like kind of the eyes and kind of control the like the overall atmosphere. I think that's very important. There's so many times where it's just like, like we just kind of come off the field or whatever, and like we see things, everyone sees things, and you just start chirping. Like you might not be like getting pissed necessarily at people, but when you just have too many heads like trying to reach a common goal, but like it's so many different sides, and you almost starting to get more frustrated at each other when you're not actually even getting frustrated at each other. Just there's so many voices, and it just gets a lot, and I think that's like a very important thing that I've noticed through the last few podcasts. It's just the people that have like a good organized camp around them, and just the people behind them are just as important as the people on the field. So I think like having those things in place, especially year 3, like you said, is an important piece. I think you guys have probably realized that you needed, or not want to say needed, but it's just going to benefit you more than it's not going than it's not. So I think that's a good thing. That's a thing you guys, cause I think I saw the last couple turns when you guys had them and like coaching and things like that. It was nice just to kind of like take a like try to, when you can be the player, I think a lot of us at lower divisions, it's like when you go to events, like you're a player, but you're way more than a player. Like everyone's, getting paint. You're like, you're running back. Oh, did you get the paint? Oh no, do we have pods? It's like you're micromanaging so much shit. So it is nice, like when you can go to an event, even at a local ASG or WC, and like just focus on playing and minimal tasks. We're all good people, so we're always gonna naturally want to help and where we can, but like the minimal things you can do, like when you show up to a field at 5:30 in the morning, the last thing that's like we really want to focus on is like trying to like who's going to grab the 20 boxes of paint in the slosh mud if it's raining at ASU or whatever. So it's nice to just have like certain things kind of just like helped out, and plays drawn up, and so it's good. So I think you guys are on the right level with that. And,
yeah, I'm all, and I'm really lucky. We have a really great pit crew.
Mm-hmm.
You have guys that come almost every tournament and just really help us just focus on the game. And alongside that, we also have really good like people on our team, with Mercedes, and Heather. They're both women NXL players, so like their paintball IQ is increasing tremendously, and just they're just helping me out.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even feel like I do anything anymore, and we're winning points. So that's cool too.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of IQ just from like, I know it's like, I'm sure like, there's a little bit different styles, like the men and women's games, how just style plays, but just in general, as far as just the IQ and just being around like in the behind the pits, professional tournaments, and just learning from professional coaches, that have like played, obviously one of their big coaches, Tom is obviously, was there and stuff, coaching them, and he's doing the men's team and all this other stuff, so it's like a lot of good experience.
And I get to be next to him, and talk about
things. I enjoy it, you know what I mean? It's just like, sometimes it does kind of like suck, like at certain events, because like I've got hired to do media and stuff, I definitely keep like my distance, and try to just stay on the field or go in the pits, and I never try to like crowd any team, whether it's even like Todd Boyd and All Stars, I know them, like really well. I never try to like get, but it's like I do like to kind of stand a little closer to some of the coaches and kind of just like soak in, just like the knowledge. And it's like, and it's funny because like even there's a lot of times where it's like, I've seen like, say for them, like, 3 coaches, whatever, and sometimes they get discombobulated, but it's like me, you, and Sean will be standing there and like see a lot of things just because like we're experienced paintball players, and like we're like, hey, like we don't want to step in your way because you guys are like, you guys are like pro coaches, but like, hey, we just saw us play and you guys haven't like been catching this up, so like we have a lot of knowledge, so it's like it's good to, it's like, but I think that's like important too, what I mean? It's like it is good to connect, with people who have been in the game for so long that know so much, so like to be able to like get advice or a little bit tip from us, like we've noticed from just playing, and to connect, people at that level is very cool. So like, I always try to keep my distance, but I like being around those camps, and everything I can, because you learn a lot, how to just translate these guys who've been in the league for 30 years, coaching and playing, and like now you take that to the divisional level, and you just have, an advantage over teams who are just forming, who might just be getting into paintball, tournament paintball as much. So, so I think that's a big thing that, it's nice.
It's like, how do you find out about like paintball history? Like, you don't, there's really no way of finding out about it, so you go through the rabbit hole of YouTube videos, you start finding out people's names, and then you start coming out every weekend, and you see people that you started watching videos on, and then your girlfriend gets picked up by the femme fatales, and you meet Todd Adamson, who's freaking the Lord of the Rings. This guy's just his mentality is just he's just a winner. I love the way that guy thinks. Also, Tom Martinez is a great mentor and just a good person. Knows a lot about paintball, and he's been helping us out for years now. So, or not for years now, for like the last year, maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
So, I'm in a good spot right now, and I'm very grateful for where I'm at. Also because of that, I'm on the 10-man roster for NXL. I'm ready to shoot some fools for that. 10.2 or 10.5, whatever it is.
Okay. All right.
So
that should be
fun. I played 2 events last year under Extreme Rage. One of them was at Chicago, and the other one was at Florida. Actually, I didn't play in Chicago much. It was raining, and I didn't bring my gear. I wasn't really expecting it. But the second time I came prepared, and I felt like I put on a good showing for my first time, and this is my second opportunity in the NXL playing with them, and I want to showcase what I could do. I grew up playing 10-man, 10-man semi, just dink, 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 dink in the woods, the sticks, but now it's bringing those two together, and it's really fun. So it's bringing the old with the new. It's great.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. I'm going to try to see what I can do. I'm going to go out there and try to get a couple more teams for media, but I am playing with Narcos now, and I know they seemed, at least in World Cup, Oz and some of them were down to kind of try to fucking play a lot of shit.
I saw your name was on the 10-man.
So I might try to. I know Oz and them played for. The Leftovers. Was it the Leftovers or something?
I don't know.
That team was pretty good, I think, or whatever. But I think Oz. But I know we were watching the 3-man. I know that there's different levels of 3-man. So I don't know if I'd play the open, but I think depending on what happens with media, I think I want to try to play 3-man, and I think it'd be cool to play with my brother. So I've never played an NXL event, so it'd be cool to play with my brother, and Oz and maybe someone else, because I know 3-man's afternoon Sundays, but it just depends because I'm gonna try to film Todd and Missouri All-Star and certain people. So if they make the playoffs and stuff, that's my number one importance. But we'll see. It'd be nice to kind of play out there, especially it's the travel and airplane. But I'm just gonna drive. We'll see. With the gas and shit. But I probably just drive, and hopefully some of the costs will be a little bit less because now we are with Narco. So now it's for sure we'll be able to figure rooms out and not just have to try to fend for ourselves all the time. Where it gets a little pricier, but. Yeah, so
this is my 4th NXL event going to, and it's great. It's amazing experience. I suggest everybody go to at least once.
Yeah.
Playing it's all. It's one of the rarest times I played on real grass and not turf.
Yeah, that's when it's Chicago and it starts raining, then it becomes a nightmare.
It's a swamp. It's still fun though. I don't mind playing in the rain. I just like to play with my gear. Weird like that, but paintball's great. I just with my girlfriend being on the femme fatales, I just wish they had better I don't want to say the wrong word, but I just wish and I just wish they had a better commentator. I guess it was more exposed.
What do you mean a commentator?
Their how they're streamed on.
Oh yeah.
Go Sports.
Yeah.
That guy doesn't really know many people, it doesn't really sound personal like Matty Marshall's great. Knows everybody.
Tell him to throw me in the booth, dog.
I don't know everybody either.
Hey,
you know everybody?
Just hit up on Instagram to somebody for next. You'll be like, yo, I know this dude goofy by nature.
We would know all of them too, so to be more cool. Because honest to God, these girls are really good, man. A lot of guys sleep on them.
Oh yeah.
But that shit the shit out of you, and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
One of Heather's Mercedes teammates, Roxy. I call her the Orchid Mantis. She's just so quiet and gentle, but
I was gonna say she's like the silent killer. She's just so
and she gets all up in your mix and just starts shooting your face off in it. And when you're worried about her, there's people in the back that are gonna shoot you. Heather and Tammy and Moni. They're just waiting for you to make a mistake.
Yeah.
I'm looking for great things for them too this upcoming season.
Yeah, I know there's been some
fourth.
Yeah, I know there's been some moves and they lost a couple players and things, but they're always a strong camp. They got good coaches, and good sponsors and things, and that's why, I mean, usually my videos are like Tuesday and Thursday. I'll post it tomorrow, but there's a couple 2 videos that I want to make with all the extra clips, and one's like a raw video of just all the bunkerings and things. But I think I enjoy, I almost like, I mean, I enjoy probably like filming and just like showcasing like the women's game even more than like the men, because it's like I just feel
We
like
like to
it's,
watch it more,
well,
honestly.
I just, it's like weird because like the game, like it's different, the game breaks down, but like I feel like the mentality and like the interesting to see the moves, and like that's like what I enjoy, because I feel like the men's game
They go
is
for
like,
blood. Yeah, they go
well, it
for
is,
blood with it.
they go for blood, and it's like the pro, like the men always, the men's always will go for blood, like it's men is more just like a really ripping paint, really holding like lanes, which is cool. I'm not, it's not, it's not, that's how the game is, but it's just like when you watch the women's game, especially like a lot of the footage that I'll put, there's a lot of like clips where like you just see like the kind of just like isolated nature to say, all right, it's time to just like go kill, and they have a little, and I feel like they just the way the game plays and it breaks down, they have usually they have a little bit more opportunities, I will say, to like go run people down and be a little bit, stand a little more higher, and not like like be as tight, so it makes it like it's very entertaining. Like when I was like going through some of the old footage from Chicago, and I like to do that and see like what clips are good for just social media and whatever, and people like to see, I was just like, damn, I actually have like a lot of clips of like this like female pro team when I was filming.
And they look good what they're doing
Yeah,
too.
yeah, it
Like they
is. It
lock that
is.
up,
It's cool. That's why I was like, when I was
they're
like,
low, they're
so I was
timing, they're freaking hard.
Filming Mercedes for Chicago, and then like that time I actually just filmed a lot of extra clips. I just sat in the field and filmed like a lot of the other teams. It was like my first NXL event,
Smart.
and I went back and actually really like yesterday started looking at like all the clips. Was like, damn, there's just some fucking badass paintball, some
I
badass bunkering,
posted
some badass shit, and that's why the reel that I posted today was like just a little showcase, But I think it's like it's important to kind of put that side of paintball on the map, and I think I don't know, I just, for me, I think it's like that paintball, like women's paintball, is like one of the most entertaining sports. If I have to be like biased, one of the most entertaining sports. Like I think it's like a professional level. Like they're not, on TV like the women's NBA. They're not like, but it's like,
they should be
it's just exactly, they should be like,
built to watch.
you know what I mean? It's just like I think like there is like this like level of just like mystique and just kind of just like badassness, and like like we talk about like kids and things, like being able to like, well, fuck, like anyone could do it. These women are just fucking strapping on, playing with dudes, and that's why it's cool like playing with Mercedes and Heather, because they play against a lot of like males. Like I said, I'm not trying to make this like anything like a separate between male and females, but I mean obviously when they're in leagues they have to like play in like those leagues, with like but it's like when Mercedes and Heather, like they fucking play against us and things all the time, and they ball out, you know what I mean? So it just shows like the level of just competitive nature and the level of like skill that they have, and like where the game's evolved. And I think it's just like they have really great hand-eye coordination and really great skill, and I'd rather watch paintball. Even if people don't understand the game, I'd rather watch women's paintball all day than any other professional sport. I mean, to be honest, So
Like imagine if they had the trauma head sports announcer,
yeah. Hey, I'm telling you, I got you. I'll get a little deeper voice action there for you. I got some shit.
He was awesome.
Yeah, no, I think it's just okay. So I mean, we can get into it a little bit. I mean, we'll get into our next. So we kind of talked about your like suffer, and your taco killers thing. So like I said, I think I appreciate the brand, and I think what you're doing for the community, and I see is how the smile on people's faces, just happy, just like to wear the the merch, and I know there's a lot behind it, so I really appreciate what you're doing, and I like the little graphic of you and Heather at the bunker, that one that came out. I was fucking, that's a good one, dog. That's a good one. But no, I think you guys are gonna do well this year. You guys playing D4, D3, D4, D4. You think? I mean, we'll get into a little bit right now. What do you think? Hey, we'll get to talk about this for a minute. Like, what do you think for you, as far as a person, has left in the tank for paintball? Like, what do you like envision? Like maybe like what's like your goals, or like you're like really striving for, but like maybe like what's like your okay realistic expectations? Because we talk about a lot of stuff in the DMs. We have a lot of realistic conversations. I think all of us want to get to like certain levels and where we have the capabilities of doing it, but then we also have like these kind of like ideas that we're like cool with, like doing for the community. So like maybe to talk about like, what do you see in the future? Like, what are you striving for as far as divisions, paintball, like events, whatever. Talk a little about that.
Yeah, like I'm hoping that we can, with the brand, I'm hoping to bring more females on, because to keep the runaways going. We still have a couple girls on that team that are trying their hardest to keep the team alive, and we're struggling on keeping that with girls. So
yeah,
I would really like to see that grow. With the paintball brand, I just want people to just, feel the vibe and understand the lifestyle that it takes, you know.
Yeah.
And if you think it's cool, that's cool. I think it's cool too. That's dope.
Well, what are you as
Obviously,
far
not
as
making any money off of this stuff. Most of
yeah,
it, I just kind of now.
yeah. But what are you? Okay, so, but I guess more question is, what are you as like personal, like Pup Galvez,
Oh,
wanna like get to as far as like your goals of like playing paintball? Like, what are like you envision? Like,
well,
what are you
obviously,
striving
everyone, you know,
for? Like, maybe like what's more of like your realistic expectation of like divisions, like where you're seeing yourself playing in the future, the next few years. Like, what's kind of like your goals in paintball? I want to talk about more about that a little bit.
yeah, like I would like to move up in divisions, of course. That's always everyone's goal, and I like the team that I got, and I think I would like to like kind of go old school with it and kind of move up the division with the unit that I have and continue on. You know, obviously, I would like to go pro before I'm too old, or you know, but I think I'm in a really good spot right now. I can't complain. Being on the 10-man squad, you know, last event I got to play with like Mike Paxton and Shane Pastana and all sorts of like great name people that I probably would never ever play with
Yeah,
for this opportunity. So, you know, this is as close as I can get, and I'm happy with it. But obviously, I stay hungry. You always talk about me like downplaying
yeah.
myself, and that's a way for me to just stay hungry. You know, like
No, of course.
when I played college football, I was just a long snapper, and you know, I worked my way onto the other special teams unit. But like, you know, that's not, you don't really get the limelight. You don't really get, you know, the slap on the butt, or you know, the good job boys kind of stuff. So which is okay. I don't really need that, and I
Yeah, of
feel like that's
course.
kind of why most of the time I kind of shun from that, or you know, kind of give you the like whatever, fool. It's
Yeah.
like, you
I
know,
mean,
but deep down inside, I want you to know that I'm thankful, and also that I know this about myself because you know I live the lifestyle. You know,
yeah,
every day I do a lot of stuff that I don't want to do in the
of
dark.
course.
That I hope that one day is going to come to light, and I
Yeah,
realize that you know every day is a price to pay. Nothing's free, and some days the price is more than others.
yeah,
So we have to be willing to you know to make that sacrifice and break some sweat to pay the piper. You know.
yeah. No, of course. I think a lot of times it's like one of those things where like I mean we have really good friends and there's a lot of things we just like banter and talk shit in the DMs, but then we get serious and like talk about like paintball, just like life. We've had great conversations. I think it's like one of those things where yeah, I get it. Like I know like who you are, and I think it's just like kind of just like the humble nature, but like that's kind of just like my nature as well. Just like because I think there are moments in like everyone's life, and I think it's important for everyone to realize there are moments where like even for like me like doing content and social media, I've said it before in a bunch of calls, it's like there's certain days where it's like a lonely world, like to keep like trying to like create, and like honestly like to like do like how much content I put out in the last like year or two on YouTube or the year in like YouTube and Instagram, like to wake up every day and like keep like trying to be creative in like certain things, you know what I mean? And it's just like we kind of we love it, and it's just but like when I like edit some things and whatever, sometimes like after like editing it for so long or like replaying it so many times, like is this actually like good, or maybe I'm just like sick and tired of like seeing like the one edit I made, but like just to see, like I try to be very humble about everything. Like I know inside, like I
Be a
do
top
fucking
killer
yes,
and stop
I know,
caring
I
about what
know.
other people think
Well, no,
and
no,
do
it's like
you.
it's like I do, like I know, like I do very great work, but I'm not, like the top tier like professional. But there's like some times where it's just like when I look at it, it's like and then like when people actually like comment or like say certain things, you know what I mean? It's like I don't give a shit about likes, but when people genuinely like DM me like, hey, like these reels are dip, like you make me want to play paintball and stuff, like that's like what I live for. And that's what like, I think like when I comment things like you about that, just we're humble people, and like we know we're doing a great thing, and we know we put a lot of effort, and like we work, live our lives, and like paintball is like a great thing, but it's just something that like I just like you are a great fucking dude, a great player, you know what I mean? And it's just like I know, you know what I mean? Like I said, I know like we joke around the DMs and we kind of downplay it just because it's like it's just something we're humble dudes would do, but you are a great player, you know what I mean? And it's just there's nothing that
Thank you.
you can't do, or
Well, like you
yeah,
know, like I grew up kind of with that old school mentality. I kind of got thrown in paintball. You know, the gridiron. You know,
mm-hmm.
either sink or swim, and most of the time I was sinking. So, you know, I told myself that one day I'm gonna float, and everybody's gonna want me on their team no matter what.
Yeah,
And I put in a lot of time and a lot of effort. That you know, I got to give a lot of props to my uncle Jay, my cousin Bubba, that showed me a lot about paintball that I still think about today. You know, like those snapshots in my mirror that I
yeah,
do all the time. And, you saw that clip of me snapshotting that guy on my belly. And, like
Yeah, we'll see.
I do that snapshot all the time here on my floor
Mm-hmm.
in this damn standing mirror that I have. And I just love paintball, and thank you for giving me credit for
Oh
the
yeah.
baller that I am today. But I can tell you this, that I'm not finished being great.
Oh, of
So
course.
gonna continue
Of
on,
course.
and I'm getting great mentoring, and I want to take this as far as I can go,
Yeah.
and I want to be able to shoot everybody off lane.
Well, I mean, well,
Off the break.
speaking of just like even like
And one more
yeah,
thing
yeah,
before
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
and like another the biggest thing that I want to bring on into the future is that that question that I asked you is like, how do you hear about paintball history? Like like another great person that I talked to that I have pleasure to talk to is Angry
mm-hmm.
Angie Martinez from Femme Fatales. She's one of the OG players from the family. She knows a lot, and you know, I, it's just great to hear. Just like little things that you and oh, we used to play with da da da. I'm like, oh man, that's crazy. Or
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
like just
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
little things like that. So it's cool,
yeah.
and I like to just being able to bring that out somehow, some way. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I want to help. Even if I'm not the man doing it, I just want to help that happen.
Yeah. No, and I think paintball is like definitely a sport where it doesn't have, like I think I saw something about like they're gonna start trying to post more statistics, or do something for like the pro paintball. I saw the post, but yeah, I think paintball is definitely more of like a word to like as far as like the actual good stories, that's like it's more word of mouth and it's like the statistics, it's just like the stories tell the
Like a
statistics.
secret,
You know what I mean? Like you can kind of
like
like
a big
yeah,
secret.
like
Like
you can
you
like
know or you
you
don't.
can kind of like like yeah, like I'm sure like the Michael Jordan flu games all around, but like you can look up like Michael Jordan stats for the game, like damn, that was still a fucking good game. He must have like like balled out. Where like you can't like look at like a stat line from Oliver Lang on the internet and be like, okay, this dude shot out 35 people this fucking match. Like you just know about it from the stories and like
How many
from some of the
snapshots did
video
he hit
exactly,
left-handed?
and like things like that. But it's like so that like that's why with me, it's like that's why like I use YouTube. I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to like do things and get a little bit like bigger and like help myself out as far as even like finance for how hard I'm like working. But at the same time, like my channel is definitely for the love of it, and like I want to showcase like you guys and everybody. That's why like I love like we're in vlogs and early on when I was doing a little bit more at SC Village, the vlogs and like urine and stuff like that. So it's like I want to like tell those stories and like like have like at least like as long as YouTube's a platform and we can look at these videos for the rest of the time that we're alive. I want to be like 10, 20 years from now, whatever it is, be able to like go to your house, have a barbecue, and like, hey, let's go on a fucking goofy YouTube channel, and like look at all the vlogs, and then like look at the stories that like we've made, and I try to make
Yeah,
some of these videos in more of a story way, and that's my goal this year. I still want to make my money, but I think like last year, I on some of the events, especially like World Cup, when it was so fucking humid, I definitely try to like make my bread, especially for traveling, but it was a lot of work and like there's a lot of things that I want to bring to paintball, and that's why I started doing this that I didn't get to do. And I feel like a lot of those moments and a lot of those storytelling moments and just like walking around to the food trucks, and like shooting some B-roll and just like maybe talking to just people and like filming and stuff. I didn't do a lot at Chicago or NXL because I just did so much like team media that by the time I was like I was fucking word out, and I would tell anybody that I've never thought about this, but fucking
I remember
doing
you telling me you're exhausted.
yeah, like doing media just for a weekend because I'm at the field, like I said, from 6 a.m. to about 6 p.m. every day. Like, yeah, and it's like I'm probably on the field and running around more than actual players are, like for the overall day is concerned. I'm not like in those moments, but just the overall day.
And
So,
everyone's like, "Hey,
yeah,
save me those kills when you
yeah,
can."
I know. No, but
Like, dude, I haven't even left the field yet.
yeah, but I think it's like I gain appreciation, so I really like still, that's why like my prices went up just a little bit, so I can like make sure that I really focus on the quality of work, but I can also do more things like how I do with like the Missouri All Stars and Todd Boyer, and like do a lot more of their pit stuff and like their raw footage. I think like that's a cool way of instead of just seeing clip after clip after clip, like you can actually feel the pits and like when you see a point and they fucking got their ass kicked and like you see a pit and they're fucking like how they deal with it and stuff. That's like the things that I want to do with like paintball, and I want to showcase the fans and just the general families like walking around. So like that's my goal this year, and like that's why I want my
There you go.
YouTube to be the archive of like storytelling and things we can look at from years to come, where we're just like, hey, this is we
Yeah.
did this, we traveled NXL. Even if you only ever play a 10 man events in the XL, you know what I mean, as far as like the high level, it's like I want to I'll make sure I'll try to showcase some clips and and certain things. So I think that's like the biggest thing that I think we need to like focus on, and just like really the stories. And I don't know, I think it's like just paintball content. I enjoy, you know, making the cinematic edits and all like the kind of the like that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's just like we've seen a lot of it, you know, and that's what like I don't really care to like take pictures and be photography. I mean, in my personal opinion, I could give a shit less about just taking pictures because I think we've seen a million of them. So like I think there is something to an extra level of video. It's just about the people who are able to encapsulate, you know, those feelings and those moments, you know, in those times. So,
we can't wait to see it.
Yeah, so I think this year will be good. I'll be in Vegas, so hopefully I get a good and fair amount of teams and I don't spend a lot of my money gambling because I do like to play the blackjacks, you know what I'm saying? But or the sports betting, you know, plus like I'm staying away, dog.
Be careful.
No, but I'll see out there. But yeah, if I have some time and whatever you're playing, I'll definitely try to get a couple clips and stuff. I think it'd be pretty cool.
I don't even worry about it.
No, I got you, dog. Because you guys will probably play on Sunday and stuff, so you know we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
so okay, all right. So we'll get down to like probably our more other main topic. We kind of touched base a little bit, but we're gonna talk a little about Heather, you know, and Heather's out there watching, you know. But
very grateful to have Heather as my girlfriend.
But
you know,
so
great person.
So I would say, so how's it? I would say just like you can generally like on a general scale of first question to ask, just like how is it? Like how, you know, how great is it? Or I mean, I guess it's sure it's great, but like how is it just playing with a companion, you know, and your girlfriend on like, you know, the same playing field in a sense, the same teams, you know, and just kind of gelling, you know what I mean? Like how has that, I guess, just been for, I don't know how long you guys been playing on the same teams or.
Yeah, I love it. Now, I mean, she's a great player. She's very like-minded like me. She wants to win. She wants to do whatever it takes to help win.
Mm-hmm.
And you can hear her voice just like pierces through everything. You can hear her voice clear on the field. She's like our little siren. You just yell to her. She knows the kill count. I told everybody one time, if Heather says it, then that's it. It's set in stone. It's kill 2. It's kill 2. Don't tell me to kill 3 unless you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear the wrong thing. So Heather's a great player. I love having her on the field. You know, I feel like I have a relationship. You know, we're a double relationship. You know, like we have our personal life, we have our paintball life. You know, so she wants to be the best that she can be, and she's always asking me to help her out and stuff, which I love. But I have to be careful on how to say things. You know, don't want to discourage or you know say the wrong thing, and because she's hungry too, she wants it. So you know, and you can see it when she plays. You know. And I'm very grateful for that she has the opportunity to play for the Femmes, and I just can't wait to see her showcase how much better she's gotten.
Yeah.
Because she just soaks it up like a sponge. She just, you know.
Yeah. No, yeah.
She makes one mistake, you say, don't do that again, she won't make it twice.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy playing with Heather. Like, she's like the one person, like, on street ball days. You know, sometimes I don't like playing street ball days because it's like I do like to play with my homies and my boys, and like I don't mind getting fucked up, but I would like to, you know, like actually put on do well with like some people. But it's like with Heather, like playing street ball, I love playing with Heather because I know she just is like, she's a solid player. I know she's gonna do her job, and you know she'll even get in the snake when she needs to, you know, like do certain things. You know, she'll do the stuff where like she's not like gonna play, you know, as much generally, you know, but like, she'll get in there, get dirty, and she's a good communicator, you know, and I think she's like a very, you know, solid teammate. And even, you know, since the time I've seen, you know, I used to say like 2 years, you know, since we started kind of playing and just like, you know, I've been making the videos and stuff, I've seen like just a natural growth, you know, of just like of her, you know, just like from the Runaways, you know, and just playing to like now where she's at. She's been, you know, a great player and a great asset to the team. You're right. She, like said, she is a great communicator, and she knows, you know, the calls, and is very solid. And, you know, it's been a great time, you know, like watching you guys play and communicate. And I think, and it is, you know, it's a good level. And I think it's like, that is a good level too. It's, like, I never really,
just want to give a shout out to my boy Money Mike in the chat there. What's up, dog?
There you go. No, I think that's like the one thing where, you know, I haven't doing like the team that I want to do this year. You know, we'll see where it goes, but I think I wanted to always, I'm going to take my brother, you know, like wherever I go with me, whatever teams, like whatever envisions, you know, he's kind of part of my brand at the same time.
He's a great player himself.
So it's like it is kind of nice to like have somebody that like you connect with on like a different level, like away from paintball. So it's like so it's like when you're on the field, there is this extra level of like, you know, like trust. You know, it's like that's I guess more thing. Like when you play street ball, sometimes you're like, okay, like I've never really played this dude. Like this dude's like might not be that great. Like I'm sorry to say, but he's gonna go back left, and we're probably gonna lose him, and then we're gonna be fucked on that side. Like you know, what I mean, that it happens all the time. You know, we have the mentality. Everybody does. It's like it just happens. But it's like it's nice to just like play with people like you trust, and with Vince. even though Vince, will talk to like, I never really played Doritos that much. You guys have put him in Doritos as practice. I'm like, Vince, but like, you're still like a good paintball player, and like I trust you, like, and I trust that you'll make the best decisions like in those moments, and it's just good to like have somebody that's like away from paintball you can kind of talk with, and like some of those conversations in the car, are like some of the best conversations, like as far as paintballing, with someone who like you live with, and whatnot. So, but I appreciate both you guys. You guys are really great people, to me, and always supported me. So, I think you guys.
And she's just great pointer. She's really intelligent.
Yeah.
She's an English teacher, so she's smart.
Yeah.
Even though she's not.
people when I was playing on No One's Safe, everyone always give me shit because I don't know why, but it seems like a lot of the clips at the very end were like me shooting Heather or like me overshooting Heather or something. So along this time, I don't know why. Like there were some clips, even people yelling from the sideline. Like
I wanted to say too is my ASG Taco Killer team. We had 4 girls, 3 guys, and we got 4th place, and we beat the 3rd place team.
Yeah, and there's some good teams, even the ASG tournament, even the D4. There's some really good teams. So that was, yeah.
And D4 is one of the hardest divisions, in my opinion. It's just really competitive.
Well, because I don't...
all the newbies have to play D5.
Because I
by
think...
point, newbies not necessarily new to paintball.
Because honestly...
They all kind of like fun of D4.
I think a lot of it is, it's like people who like are kind of like hanging around these like D4, D5 levels. It does take some tournaments and points that actually move up like rankings. And like... I guess you would say sandbagging is the word, but I don't want to. Sandbagging is more of like a term that's a little bit more harsh, and I know what the more like term sandbagging is. But I think what it is just like a lot of people, like even like me, okay, like this year was my first year of like playing tournaments since like 2015, 2013. But like the skill and like just the knowledge and like things that like I know about paintball, like playing like D5 to me seems like juvenile, right? But like just because the team has issues and we lose people and like maybe financials aren't the right, like I'm not playing like as much actual tournament based to like rank up as like I could be, but like I'm still out there, like we played 2 tournaments this year, but there was a time where on No One's Safe we were for 6 months straight, we were out there every Saturday and Sunday, you know what I mean? But like the amount of tournament ratio to practice is like wasn't even close, so it's like I think there's so much competition because some of these low division guys like might not be the most financial, they're not like willing to travel to events, but they'll play like that one event that's like local in their area or whatever the fuck it's at, but like they're practicing all the time, they're good ass ballers. So like when you play D4 and there's 48 teams in Dub C, well fucking half those teams probably play 1 or 2 tournaments a year, but the amount of practice that they actually do because for the love of paintball, it's a lot. So it's like very hard because like once you start getting higher level, like the actual dedication for the competition and level of paintball just increases, and there is more of just like
you have community increases.
It's what I mean, and like you're pretty much like when you get to those levels, you're based like, especially when you have teams that are established with a little bit like more money and sponsor, they can go to all the NXLs and travel a little bit more, and they have a little bit more things. It's like you basically don't have a choice. Like you fucking travel these events or like you're off the team. We're like D4, D5. We're like, all right, 4 of these guys on our fucking team, I can't like pay for entry or fucking broke their call, whatever the fuck is. All right, we'll scrap this tournament this week. But like when you're getting to a high level, you don't have that choice. It's like you fucking grind it out, and if you don't keep playing tournaments, you don't commit, like, well then we're just gonna drop you know what I mean? So I think you're right. Like D4, when I was like playing, I think back in the day when Fusion and a lot of those fucking teams and all those like crazy teams were like out there, I think like D3 Dub C was like one of the fucking hardest divisions out there in local California paintball. Like D3 was some insane like sandbagging, everything was going down, and it's like in the lower division you really never know what you're gonna get. And like some of these rules I'll see, like look at fucking like, I mean, not to like, Cyrus is my boy and it's not like calling him out, but like I mean look at like Cyrus is like kind of like playing certain like divisions in like Dub C, and then like he's a pro NXL paintball player now, you know what I mean? So it's like you kind of just gotta like, he's my boy, but you gotta like look at things like that. You got like future pro players, playing in like certain divisions because of the ranking, and things like that. But I mean, it is what it is. But I think, so to come forth, and even Dub C, like I said, Dub C, I tracked all you guys when I do media. I still follow you guys when I was at the house. I still followed you guys from the tournaments, and like I think like with Dub C, you guys were like maybe like probably 1 match away from pretty much most tournaments, or a few points away from a couple of tournaments that really just like, I wouldn't even squeaking in, but like, yeah, you were a couple just points away from making it in. So I think you guys are right there.
Yeah, like we weren't necessarily struggling that event, but we were making comeback wins. So like with that knowledge of the field, because we were making those adjustments. I felt like if we had that opportunity, we probably would have done really good if we would have made out of prelims.
Yeah.
So, and I felt like that was like the one of the first times I actually felt emotional after an event. Normally, I don't feel. I kind of like, damn, we suck, and or we don't suck.
Yeah.
But damn, we lost. It sucks. But like
Yeah.
this time, I kind of like felt like, damn, like we were right there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard. It's like sometimes it's almost worse. I mean, I don't really know, but I feel like sometimes it's almost worse to like be so close but yet so far instead of just getting blown out. You
And like
know,
that's what that was cool about having Taco Killers. That was like our redemption. That was kind of like our
it was
redemption,
good.
and we made a comeback. And
And I,
people on the sideline are yelling Taco Killer. I'm like, what the
yeah.
hell's going on?
And I think that was a tournament too, you know. I mean, to be honest, that where it shows a little bit of just like, I mean, I'm sad to say a little bit of luck also goes a long way as well. You know, I mean, the last because like that very last match, right, was the match that put you guys pretty much in the playoffs, but it was a controversial point, right, in the very end. I thought you guys were out. It was a swing point. Yeah, dude, that was the point that I think I got shot in the fucking lens and shit.
In our pits to be able to argue that the way that he argued it, I don't know if we would have been able to win that over. Not necessarily win it over, but it would have been made us do like a 1v1 or something. Like, I don't know, you saw it, you recorded it. They made me do like a random 1v1.
That was the one I was gonna bring that up. I could probably find it quick later, but
they pulled a penalty on us, but it should have been for them. Like they threw a penalty on them, but they ended up pulling our players, like Sean and who else they pulled. So they're like, oh, hold on, wait, and they made me play a 1v1.
Yeah.
And luckily, like a week before or 2 weeks before that, I did the X-Ball 1v1, and I felt like I was pretty primed and ready to go. So
yeah, that was wild because like it's crazy when you're in the pits.
And I was standing out there for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, like when you're in the pits and playing, like you don't realize stuff. Like as a media person, like I do have like some time in between some certain points, and like when that point was happening, like I like to talk to the refs and be friendly with the refs because like I get that relationship. Like they'll cross over me. Like when you really get to know some of the refs, like the refs are willing to like walk around you and not like get in front of you when I'm filming and stuff. So like I build a relationship. But, like at that point, I asked one of the refs like, dude, what the fuck is going on? It's like, I don't know. It's like, you're the fucking refs. Like, I don't, and like half the refs on the Dorito side were like, they're like, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, what? Hey, that tournament though, that tournament was like, wow, because even that clip that I posted with Oz where they made Oz and the other dude just like stop. And then Oz just like walks up and just like goes bunkers that fucking dude and stuff. It's like, dude, like, what is going on? Like, it's like, like, but yeah, no, that was some fun. Yeah, but I remember that. But no, it was good. You guys have a good showing. So, all right. So, I mean, we're still kind of the other thing, but I did have the cutest clip. I mean, I did post it when it was Sean, Mercedes, you and Heather on the same pit with the pan job, like in the fucking NXL. I got them.
Is that part of the clip of the day?
No, it's not. It's not. Okay. But I mean. So I mean, yeah. So I mean, we kind of talked a little about that. So I guess it's it's good that I think it's good that Heather, and especially I think it's good that even like Shawnee and the Mercedes like play on the team. So it's like you guys kind of I think have like a very good like bond, and it's you guys are very good people to each other, and your companions. So I think it's really nice to see just kind of that level like on and off the field. And what I say, you made a comment, you do have to watch what you see off the field because I think there was a couple weeks ago or maybe a month ago SC Village where you're very like you're very humble dude, but you sometimes off the field you like to say like certain things. I remember you said something to Heather and like it was like kind of like borderline just like questioning her ability, and she just like, fuck you, Pup. And like I was like, I remember that too, and I was laughing. Oh no, Pup. I was like, you didn't like mean it as like a dick thing, but I was like the way it came, I was like, oh no, Pup, like you shouldn't have said that. She's like, what the fuck, Pup? Like she would have been like, fuck you. Hey, like who's pro? You know what I mean? It's like she's like, nah, that's funny. It was funny. It was funny.
I want to win, man. I'm a winner. I'm a winner by heart. Like much as I'm humbled when I lose and I'm humbled when I win, but I want to do whatever is necessary to make sure that I am a winner.
Well, let's see what else I got here. All right, well, I guess we can. Where we're at? Yeah, I guess we can get to the clips. I think I've asked like a lot of like the main questions that I want to get. I was gonna talk a little bit about certain like paint brands, but I think I'll leave that out for this one a little bit. But I mean, we'll leave it out a little bit. But let's see. I was gonna kind of say a little bit, go back to the mentoring just for like a minute, because I've seen, I feel like you're a good person that wants to, enjoy the youth. I would say like, as you're getting to like later, do you see yourself, like just kind of enjoying like coaching and like willing to do certain things more? Because I know you were coaching the Mandos, right? Was it the Mandos or the
No,
Senpai
they
or
were
whatever?
senpai.
Yeah, so it's
I've
like
still told them that I would coach them if they still have a team, but it looks like most of them have kind of
they moved
dispersed.
on. Yeah, but I mean, I guess say like, is it do you like are you having a good time? Like mentoring and
Yeah,
coaching, the youth, and it's just like because I see you're very like coachable, or I mean, you're I guess coaching people and stuff like that, but in a good way, kind of just mentoring people. But I mean, I
I
guess
just
it's
know how hard it is to stay out there consistently. I want people to feel welcome. I want people to get better and feel like, damn, I used to get shot and now I'm shooting fools. So like, whether I'm mentoring you or if you feel I'm mentoring you or not, I just want people to get better. Because
yeah,
the more better people we have, the more better everyone's gonna be. You're
yeah.
only gonna get as good as your surroundings. So
Yeah, no, I think it's I like how you do, you step back, you're not, you sacrifice some times of the day, to like kind of coach and I know you're doing some of the, the tryouts and stuff, so I think that's why you step back a little bit, those couple of days, to kind of like really analyze the people, who are playing stuff. But even with like me, it's just like, I know you like watch me and I like watch you when we're playing. It's just like that one time, I think it was like yeah, when I did the first video when I was at SC Village and I went to go fucking run those two fools down, and then like, I realized there was like two dudes like on the wire, and I dove and I got fucked up like in the video. You're just like, it's like, Brett,
that's
what do you
another.
do? Blah blah. And that's like, it's like in the back of my mind, I'm just like, shut the fuck up, pup. I know. And then I'm like, God damn it, he's right. And I'm just like, just humble, but I'm like, God damn, because like I know we watch them, we want everyone to get better, even us. So it's just like, I appreciate that. I was like, fuck. And it was like, God damn it, he's right. But I was just like, shit. Like it was a funny clip.
Another
Cause
thing too, like I enjoy coaching, and I feel like it helps me grow as a player too. And also, people have tendencies. That's another thing. You can study people's tendencies. You can pick people apart. You see it in boxing, you see it in football, basketball, and all the sports. You see it. So like, if you know what someone likes to do, and you can stop them from doing what they like to do, and make them do something that they don't like, you're most likely gonna win.
all right, so I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So I always tell my brother, okay, all right, we'll get into this a little bit because I want to talk. So I was gonna say that a lot of people don't know, and I'll be honest. I mean, I don't know who's watching out there, but a lot of people don't know that Pup and I guess I'd say no one's safe and Suffer and Pup before SC Village and everything got renovated. I would say that we were the two teams that were there fucking every weekend. Like when I say we were playing double days, you guys were too. You know what I mean? So I think it's like when it comes to a community, I think we hold some sort of like value and certain things like that. But basically me and you and like our squads have probably faced off with each other like more than any other team I've ever faced off in my life, for a 4 month period or 5 month period, we'll say that. So it's like, do you think that like if you're consistently practicing against a team, whether you place them in a tournament or you keep practicing them, that like you should use other people's tendencies as far as individual players in their teams to like practice, or do you kind of like always focus on like your 100% game plan? Basically, like my brother, there's like times where like like I know how like I don't know exactly what you're gonna be doing every point, but like I kind of know you. I know like kind of what you're gonna do. I know like in a sense you're aggressive, you're gonna get in the snake, you're a very solid player. Like I kind of just like know I've seen you play. So it's like, do you think like that's something that like in a practice, if like I'm playing against you, that like I should have in my mind, or is like should I clear out of my mind? You know what I mean? Do you think it's like something like, I mean, I don't know if that's like if like you do that, you know what I mean? If like like, hey, like are playing against fucking no one's safe, like I generally know Goofy's gonna sit in the back center, you know what I mean? So it's like I know he's probably gonna shoot over the top, try to lay me, whatever. So it's like, do you kind of like, I'm not saying like change your game plan, but like you might like realize the tendencies and slightly like alter like who you're playing, or you just like, hey, this is our fucking breakout, we're gonna do whatever, and like it doesn't really matter. But like, I mean,
No, we definitely adjust. People, if we feel like people have like stronger lanes, then we'll run a different route, or we'll pick a different breakout. Um, things like that. And I feel like when I said it earlier, like I said like people's tendencies, but I guess what I meant was like more like, how do teams play this field? Like, are they flooding the snake? Are they going the
mm-hmm.
Doritos? Like, yeah, they're winning the Doritos, but how are they winning in the Doritos? Or
Yeah,
when they do win, or how are they winning up the snake? Or what are they doing on this type of layout successfully, and what are they doing unsuccessfully? So if I find myself on the field in that situation, regardless of who I'm going against, I kind of know like, okay, I need to move to like a more defensive position. I can go to this bunker and stay alive longer, or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
vice versa type of stuff. Just
Yeah.
kind of I can lock down the Doritos if I get here. It's
Yeah.
like stuff like that.
Yeah. Because I think
So
every field's going to kind of play a certain way always. Once teams figure it out, it's generally going to like be played a certain way. But it's like you never know if we'll fucking like I'll play you in a tournament, your team or the teams are practicing, and things like that. I think there's like a level of kind of just like clearing your mind and focusing on your game plan. But like there's no doubt in my mind that just like if I fucking played a team for 4 or 5 months in a row and practice, like there's no like why am I gonna like not use what I've like learned like against him, but that also like I think it's good as well though, like how we have a good relationship where it's like it is good to do that because then like it makes you like as well as you get better as a player of yourself because like at some point you're like all right, like fuck this dude Brett, like he keeps like he knows exactly like where I'm diving, like fuck this dude, I'm actually going to stop up this point and clap him over the top because he's not going to be expecting this, what I mean, because this fool just knows exactly what I'm doing, you know what I mean? So I think
Well, they
is
do
like
it
a
in
nice
football
like
all the time.
I mean, yeah,
We
they're
line up
watching
like this, we're
film
running
and
the ball,
and
we're
like
running right here. We don't care how you line up. Boom, It's kind of the same thing, But most of the time, you do kind of want to adjust. And playing X ball, you have that 20-minute period to kind of like feel out the game. And oh man, they have a really strong snake player, so maybe instead of us going in the snake, let's try to put 3 guns on the snake lane and try to really shoot this guy, or like stuff like that, which I feel like is more important than anything when in paintball, where it takes it more like the chess aspect of it.
yeah. Yeah, and like I said, like in every sport, all professional teams look at film. Like there's not one football NFL team that hasn't looked at the team they're playing, especially in the playoffs. They're probably watching more film right now than they actually are in the field practicing because they don't want to get people to get hurt, So I think it's like.
And I look at things like, how did I get good at like, special teams? There's not much to learn in special teams, but like I used to watch film when we kicked the ball this way, this guy would block here. They try to hit the hash,
Mm-hmm.
like little things like that to adjust
Yeah.
how I would play to help me be more successful.
Yeah.
And I try to take that what I learned in playing college football, and I was very successful with that, and try to utilize it here in paintball. And I'm still waiting to be successful, but I feel like I'm on the right track.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying the journey.
Yeah, I think you definitely. I think no matter where you end up, division wise, whatever, I think you put in, the time and effort, and you give it your all when you're out there, and I see you, just whether it's communicating, whether it's coaching, whether it's just playing, getting a snake, playing back center, like you give it your all, when you're out there. I mean, I'm sure some days like me, my back fucking hurts every once in a while, but regardless, I try to push as much as I can, or if I have to
Question mark back.
if I have to, step back for the day or step back for the practice, the trout, whatever it is, I give it my all as far as, coaching, or just, talking to the team and things like that. So I think, there's like a level, that like me and you like came from, a long line of like paintball, and whether we've, played at certain levels or we haven't played at, certain highest levels, we have a lot to offer, and that's why like I want to like, bring people on, like, just kind of like talk about what it really takes, and you still have a mindset to get to the highest level, even, where we're at in like life, in our adulthood, and I'm sure the cards haven't obviously aligned for all of us, to just like get to that like that pro level early on, or the high levels early on, but now we're doing what we can to like still strive for our goals, or at least try.
It's more so like if that happens, that's great. But more so, it's like I just want to be the best version of myself.
Of course.
Like, and every day, you know what I mean? Like, it's like everybody lives the same life that I do. We wake up the same way. We put our socks on. It's a constant battle every day. That little person in your head telling you like, "Oh, nah, we don't got to go to the gym today," or, "Oh, we can just go to Chick-fil-A." Like,
yeah.
do the little things. If you want to be great, you have to do the little things,
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I do these type of things every day, but I try to really focus on, doing that stuff, and if I can inspire anybody or whatever my life is here on this earth, it is that to be the best version of yourself, be you, because that's the best that you're at,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I feel like that's the way for me to express it on the field. Like you mentioned, like we used to scrimmage a lot every weekend, and I feel like one of the very first times we scrimmaged, me and your teammate got into it.
I'm sure. Yeah,
we ended up doing I ended up just de-escalating it, but I feel like I showed everybody my character right then and there. There might have been only 12 people on the pit, but I showed everybody who I was. I de-escalated it. I made him shake my hand I sat there for 5 minutes, but making him shake my hand before we even ran the 1v1, that he knew that it was all respect and not some like the fight in the parking lot type stuff, you know. So
of course,
that's what I want people to realize, that you can be this tough guy with on the turf, but when when you're off the field and you're walking around, you have to be a certain way.
Yeah,
Carry yourself that way.
I think that's the biggest thing, and that's like, I mean, that's like the one thing I've like reiterated a lot, but not to like call it any like YouTubers a podcast. There's some that are like very good, but then some that I feel like are just kind of like the kind of more of the cloud and just attacking each other. You know what I mean? We're all in a social media games. We're all trying to get likes and like these views, but that's why like it's important to me just like to showcase and hear these like stories, because there is like a level. At the end of the day, we're all we're all humans. We're all waking up. We live all different like lives, but at the end of the day, like when we're at the field, we generally all have the same standard equipment. We all have the same like mentality, common goal, and that's just the most important thing. And it's about it's like,
and if we could barbecue, I'll be whipping up the
exactly.
tacos.
And we need to be like off the field. There are a lot of these like YouTubers and podcasters and all this shit are so worried about like the politics, and like getting all these trade rumors and all this like bullshit in. It's just like then we have all these fucking videos, where they're just like shaming each other, or they have a guest on that like talks shit, and like now all of a sudden we have these like reaction to it's like that's not like paintball is such like a small sport in like inside of itself that we don't have time to fucking focus on like that bullshit. So I think that you're right. Like at the end of the day, it's just like we've had heated moments, like not like me and you necessarily, but like we've like our teams and whatever, and like just you've faced teams, I've faced teams that have like heated moments, but I generally have like always been able to at some point, whether it's an hour or two, like walk up to the person, later on, in the pit, and just kind of when like dust is settled and I've been able to shake people's hands, but like this is fucking what it is, you know what I mean, and just have a good day, and I think that's very important as like human beings to keep progressing, because we want to like have people keep loving paintball, and we don't want to shame people, and it's like it's all sports, and especially in football. Football's it's definitely a sport we want to rip fucking people's face off, and it's hard to like control that like calm emotion, but like if you can be the stand-up man,
but you can
like
play
like,
football with your buddy on the street, play catch, and you could do that on a Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah,
you can't do that in football.
Yeah, but no, I think you're right. I think
that's I don't know about you, but I guarantee you everybody in here, including myself, is itching to watch this clip of the day though. So.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Well, I got a few of them. All right, well, Pup said he wants to run the clips. He said he's tired of talking about himself, so. All right, let's see what I got.
Oh, we got Gabe in the chat with the homie Gabe.
What's up, Gabe? Let's see what I got here. All right. Okay.
Is it in the Discord?
I'm gonna throw it on the live stream. Do you have live stream up or no? No, I'll put it in there, but let's see.
Sorry.
Well, I'll show. Actually, I'm gonna show it in the Discord, so you could look in the Discord. Just give me a second. All right, let me pop this up for you. Make sure I do this right, so you guys can see this time. Okay, see, I can do apps now. See, before it didn't let me do apps. Now I can do the screens. All right, well, we're gonna do app. Make sure there's audio. All right, here we go. I'm just doing clip 1.
Here we go.
There we go. I'll just let these all play. All right, you can walk this through if you want.
Lucas know what's up. Boom, he is shot in the head. I'm like, man, I guess what we have to be in the snake. I thought Mercedes was going to hold the snake gap down. So I was like, okay, I can get in here real quick. Oh, there it goes. I went to the dot, and then I went into the snake.
And I got fucked up for a minute.
Where you see a shot at?
Yeah, and then I try to get a better angle right here.
I'm also trying to listen to where my teammates are saying as I'm calling down. I was also, like, I didn't know if someone was in the snake quite yet or not. So then right there, I knew snake one, because Mercedes told me. I saw snake one when I was looking down the wire there. He told me snake one. So I was just looking at the gap that we had talked about holding when we were in the spot.
How'd you not shoot the man crawling slow as fuck like that, bro? Come on.
I think we were kind of like the way we were playing. We wanted to like allow. I'm the second the snake, so we already had the advantage. I see him here, and I'm like, oh man, he sees me. I popped up with a couple balls. I hear him shoot right there. I'm like, oh. Yeah, and I hit him with a one ball.
A one baller.
I came over here, relayed it, and I didn't relay it.
You didn't relay it. There you go.
Well, I should have stayed rapping on this snake wedge right here.
Yeah, you gotta wrap on these snakes. If you can wrap on the snake wires. That's why I tell people a lot though.
Communicate with Heather and I just crossed it up with her real quick, but instead I got too greedy.
I always tell people, especially a lot of newer players, not every field, that like when you're in the snake and there's no one in your wire, like start rapping and stop focusing on the inside so much.
There, I just crawled all the way down.
Yeah, because you basically just traded or got shot. And then what did the ref say to you right there? You remember?
Oh, he told me that my math was. He didn't like that my math was flipped up. He says that it's like modifying my math and like, illegal, so I just flipped it down.
Likes to let the pro flex.
And that flows over here trying to hate on my flag, dog.
Right.
No,
oh, why did it close out? Oh, it's gonna do it. Here, I'll do
it. I
it.
don't know why.
That's right. Because I have it on application, so when I close out the clip, it's gonna.
Well, I'm working my way up the drill side here. John should just stayed on the drill side with me, supporting me. Hit him with a Kentucky left wing. Okay, Sean. I'm already up in the drill 50.
Yeah, those bunkers were grimy though. There's a lot of fucking paint.
Dubsy's always grimy. Getting ready for it.
You know what this clip is, right?
It's a talk to the HG, my bad. He said, who you shooting, Pup? I said anything, you know. Great cons, Pup. Oh,
that's what the guy.
I knew it was a bigger, older man. I just didn't think he was gonna run me down.
Yeah, that's the ref will rope a dope.
I was like, oh, he's a big guy. I'm just gonna chill right here. He's not gonna come for me. And little did I know he was coming for me.
All right, got two more. Oh, I think. Oh, these ones are both. Okay, these ones are both. There's some more good ones in there, but those are, I think, here's some interesting clips. So I got some.
It's okay. I got him back earlier. I know you didn't get it on film, but there was one. One of the points got longer, and he started creeping his way up the center, and I put like 8 on his face. He was trying to shoot Lucas in the snake or something, and he like was standing in the void, and I just like saw him and just. Let's see what Goofy got. Taco Killer, Mercedes Snake, Carla. Oh, this is Dub C against the girls. The commentary is hilarious on this. If you go back
I get a lot of refs booty shots all the time. Like, get the fuck out of there. They like to walk in the way, like, right as the perfect shot's about to happen.
Look at Mercedes' form looking good. Their teammate Carla.
She plays a little tighter. Like, see, I play like that. I play barrel length, but I'm like trying to nut hug the bunker because I'm a taller dude, so I get shot in the pack a lot because I stick my ass out. So I've been trying to get better, like nut hugging the bunker and like leaning back a little bit more and like. So I'm a longer dude, so I like to play barrel tip. But.
Just a tip. I don't. Oh, you know what? I was already up in this stuff. I was already up all the way up in the mix.
Imagine if you looked inside first real quick.
Hey, Snake! Snake! Red alert, Snake!
There was one point, a gangster got her, but she ended up hitting a shot on my barrel, or on my V-neck.
I wish the ref didn't walk right.
But I was gonna just stand up and just start shooting all our teammates right there. Carter would have been gone. All of them would have been gone.
Oh, the rotor jam.
I know. What happened? Who's he shooting at? Kurt? Kurt the killer. I hope he's right.
All right, man. That was the one where like, remember we were talking about before, where we were like, what happens if you guys like play the very end against your guys' teams and like you guys are actually need this like go into the finals and shit, but like you guys at that point, I think both teams are pretty much out, huh? I think you guys are both like 1-2 or like whatever. So like I remember that point or that whole match, you were just like, I'm going for this. And you were like all the way in there. Snake won off the break practically. I'm like, fuck, Pup. Like, god damn, dog. Like, all right. And I was like,
honestly, that was the way that I wanted to play all tournament. It just took me that long to kind of finally get going, you know?
True.
But, got another one. Oh, against the girls again?
Mm-hmm.
He dives into the god there.
I'm not gonna lie, their jerseys and fit with the mask look pretty sick though. I like Femme Fatale's fit.
They have
though.
one
It's
of
sleek.
them. They got swag, that's for sure. I'm already in the snake, too.
You do play a good game though. You know when to take the bites. You know when to get there. Sometimes you do play a little loose, like when you need to play a little tighter. But for the most part, you take your bites and you move. It's good. Oh, penalty. This was the shot that I wanted so bad.
Oh, no.
Ooh, she tried to pop the top.
He did.
And you're the coach in the back just
I got shot by my own teammate back in the head. I don't know, I was feeling myself right there. You know, I have a really good snapshot, so maybe I was overconfident.
I can't wait to get back to the field this weekend after a few weeks off to play.
Damn, you see all that paint that Mercedes wasted?
I know, clip. There's gonna be they say everyone wasting clips of the money and the paint, sneaking up.
And you know, this last layout was kind of unorthodox.
This was an interesting layout.
It was fun, but you kind of feel like you were in the jungle once you got inside the snake there.
So you got shot by your own guy here, Dan. So you got shot by your own guy.
Who shot me, man?
Well, those are the clips that I have for you, Pup.
Thanks, man.
Those were the clips of the day. Well, you know, it's
Good
always
clips.
fun. It's always fun filming because I know you're always going to be pushing the issue, and you have good form, and you know you have good slides, you know, and looks crispy. I mean, you're a good player, so.
Thank you.
But we will.
But like even when I was playing there, I was probably like 85% because of my back. So now that I'm like at like 90, 92, I'm looking to be flying.
Oh yeah, I like
Speedy Gonzalez.
92%. I like that percentage. The 8%'s the leeway just in case the freak accident or something, you know what I mean? But all right, so no, I like that. So all right, so we will go towards, I mean, the last category that I have on here. What does 2024 hold for you, just in general? Like, where do you what tournaments you playing this year? I mean, we kind of talked about the 10 men, but you know, what's you playing this year? What you doing? You know, what I mean,
Yeah, it was really hard to debate. There's a tournament coming up at SE, WCPL, and I usually run with my boys, Guns for Hire. That's kind of like the crew that I grew up with in tournaments after coming back from college. And you know I ended up deciding to play at the ASG event with the Taco Killers and Heather, and we have a really strong crew, and I feel like we're going to be really successful with this event coming around. You know, I'm also looking to play NXL events. Right now, I'm on the 10-man roster for it says Chicago Aftershock on my TB leagues. So, you know, I don't know. Not saying that I'm an Aftershock player or anything, but I'm gonna be playing 10-man for Aftershock. So that's a huge honor. And you know, with that, I want to use that as motivation and just be able to go out there and showcase, like, you know, SoCal paintball and, like, you know, what what we do out here with the weather that we get, and what I want to show everybody what hard work, what hard. I feel like I am a product of hard work. I've
Yeah.
always worked hard and earned what I get. So I want to show people like what hard work gets you in paintball. Like doing your snapshots, doing your running gunning, doing your diving, doing your you can make a name for yourself, and you maybe possibly could go pro. And if not, everybody is gonna know that you're a good player, and with that alone is enough.
Yeah. Good. Well.
So I want to say thank you for always gave me credit as a player, and I appreciate it,
Yeah.
and I do recognize that I am special, and I love paintball to death, man. And if paintball's gonna take me somewhere to the top, then so be it. But if not, I'm riding this wave, and I'm in the tube, man. I can't complain.
Yeah. No, it's been.
And paintball has just opened up my doors to just great friendships, and people that I would have never thought that I would meet are now people that I can call my friends, and talk about support system. People in paintball support the heck out of you, and it's just crazy. You can meet someone just like Lucas, man. That's a prime example. My homie, my teammate Lucas at skateboards. He's just a great person, and I've only known him for such a short period of time, but I feel like I've known the guy for a long period of time, and I feel like that shows on the field.
Yeah.
Like when you watch us play, you watch me, Sean, Mercedes, Heather, Jared, and Lucas like out there playing. You're like, wow, these guys have played some paintball together. The way that we communicate and talk and pass the ball around, it's only earned through experience and really sweat, blood, and tears.
Yeah. No, I think you've that's why I wore this. I mean my lighting. I got to work on the lighting, but this jersey I still got some. But like this jersey, the first one. This is pretty much the first merch that I ever had, and you were the one that helped me. That's why I wore it. Today that you were the first one that actually kind of gave me. I guess led me into the right path, and helped me kind of make this, the first merch, possible. And I think
I just want to,
so,
and with that being said, I just want to take this opportunity to just thank everybody who sponsors me and helps me along this journey, because being part of elite sports and being able to help you get that jersey and just bring you into all that other stuff, and CK Fight Life, who's always helped me when I was just a dusty dude crawling in the sticks at SC Village walk-ons. He was handing me free pants and posting me on his page, and Defy Paint. Defy's also a new paint company that's coming up, and they show me nothing but love, and I don't ask for anything free from them, and I pay just like everybody else, and I just it's just like every other paint company. Sometimes the paint is good, sometimes the paint is not good, but most of the time the Defy paint is pretty good.
It's very consistent, very good.
For the money that you're gonna spend playing paintball and getting better, it's hard to pass up.
Yeah, and they got great people behind the brand running it too. So that's the.
I also got great connections with my buddy Benjamin, who runs Slackin Media. He's also supporting me just like you in the media game, and he's growing tremendously, and this guy has a big vision, and you had conversations with him. It's really hard not to deny his vision.
Oh no, he's a great person. I just enjoy just being as like I said. That's why I enjoy paintball and enjoy you, and I think it's the biggest thing. It's far away from paintball. Me and you aren't people that really hang out. As much on the scene every day or way. But it's when we're at the event, just or when I go to the paintball fields. It's it is the time for me to hang out with my friends, you know what I mean? That's with and with him, he's always a great dude at events. You want a beer, got this, never having to ask for anything. You need water, you know what I mean? It's the same thing at the NXL. It was fucking very humid, and I know he had a little bit, some things going on, and the weather was getting to him, so I was always there. You need some water, it's whatever you need, so that's just what paintball brings. I think the biggest thing, you've done a lot just in the conversations. Like I said, we don't hang all the time, but just the conversations, just behind the scene. We talk, I feel almost every, whether it's memes or whatever, we generally have a small little conversation every day, and I think it's you're a very great person. Maybe we've came across, back in the day every once in a while, but I think it wasn't a bond, like this. And I think it's what I cherish, and it doesn't matter, what level or, division or anything in paintball, just I cherish these moments. And some of the like the longest people I've talked to still today are like people that I met from paintball 10, 12 years
Yeah,
ago. You know, where it's like it's not anything. It's like like high school people, just like for some reason, like you have you're like in elementary school, high school. If you go to the same type of schools, you have like your very good friends. But, like once you like get out of high school, everyone seems to go their ways, and you don't like really connect to some of your as good friends you used to. So just like for some reason, like with paintball, maybe just like being an adult and like being able to hold conversations and like doing it, it's like. But I just, I cherish, what paintball's brought me behind the scenes more than just what it's brought to on the field, and that's, what I
And with
appreciate.
that being said, I want to also give a big thanks to like Weapons for helping us out with us, with Tom Martinez, offering us free coaching and stuff, and you know, just like little things like that I would never expect. The homie from Unrefined Bands,
Yes,
making me those
shout out,
things.
yeah, that. Oh
Big
yeah,
shout out.
that dude. Yeah, that dude. I think he's probably. I think he told me he's probably gonna end up giving you the band or something. So I'll probably see you before than he will. But
Okay,
yeah,
sounds good.
yeah, I think he said something like that. But yeah, I appreciate that, like him a lot. Like and I think, and I think that's like speaking of like even unrefined, I think that's like one like brand and like things that I've been trying to focus on and like how like I like to do my own stuff, but I also like look at the brands who are really trying just like me, and like and I think like especially the people who are doing the more the product way and the more materialistic way, it takes a lot to do that, and do the sewing and do a lot of the material and physical things. So I support people, especially this is
Yeah, he's a
probably
good guy.
especially this has been like the second person, or like whatever, or like besides Sandana, Sandana like kind of hooked me up on a band, but besides that, like these are actually like people have like reached out to me on their general gracious because it's like, and I've never asked for anything, and just because it's like by like filming you and like that's the thing, just like by like knowing you like and other people, those have led me like so like we don't, me and you don't talk like about this, but like there's things that like by like when I filmed you at like, and I've posted the clip again at ASG, and you shouted out Unrefined, and things like that, when I've showed you like in the clips with like the headband, it's like that was like to the point where like I think like people always know of people and like what people are doing, but like sometimes it takes like a level of like consistency in doing certain things, like trusting other people to like reach out and make I can message a bunch of people, but I'm like not going to because like I really want to see like what they're doing on their own, like what they're really doing, like how consistent they're putting out stuff before like I'm gonna put my brand in connection. But like it's just nice to like see like just through the grapevine of just paintball in the community and just like just like posting content that like those people will like see like that I'm like just generally just like love to like film like you as a person and like in paintball and like your camp and stuff, and just like you naturally just like shouting out those things in the video and I'm just like being there, like it was like honestly that wasn't scripted, like we didn't do any of that, you know what I mean? It was just like I was like literally like that's what I talked to my girlfriend the other day. I was like there's a level in paintball like where it's not gonna it's not the biggest niche, it's not gonna fucking blow up, it's gonna take me a little bit to do what I want to do, but like when I like actually do all the vlogs, if anyone's seen like the vlogs and every content I posted, when I actually make those like videos in the morning or whatever and I film myself, it's like it's one take, like whatever I fucking fumble, whatever I stutter, I try to like make up for it, or like I catch myself fucking up, like it's like one or two takes, and so it's like when we did that like at those events, it's just like whether you want to speak in camera or not, it's like, hey pup, turn around, all right, go. And it was like just go, you know what I mean? It's like those videos are so raw, like people don't understand that, but like the shit that I do and like we did, the shit that we've done for paintball is so raw that like just by doing that has like led other opportunities for me and like you, by just me being there, me shooting content, you being yourself, and like now like people are willing to like make me headbands, and like things, and see what I'm doing for the community, and like I'm very gracious and very humbled, for those people that understand that I will support those people, forever, and hopefully I do this for a long time. So I think that's like the biggest thing, about just being humble and a good human being, and just you get those other connections through like other people by just doing your thing and just pushing forward and not worrying about anything else, but.
And big shout out to Todd Adamson and the Femme
Mm-hmm.
Fatales, Daniel and his wife. Just being able to just be around that is just huge for me as a player and as a person, and actually just like making a lot of my dreams come true. It's kind of crazy growing up watching YouTube videos of Tom Martinez.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. Short bus.
the
Todd and
Dynasty
the short
Selected. You
bus
seen
is the
that?
best thing ever, Todd. All right.
You seen that though? The Dynasty volumes 1
Yes,
and 2
yes.
training
And
videos.
and one of and even yes, and like even like yeah, like even the
I mean,
stuff
like
that
you
like
go
he
right
did at
now on
Hollywood
American Sports,
Sports
you
and
look up Femme
stuff.
Fatales. They were girls were going against guys, and the early times, and it's just,
Yeah.
it's nothing new. It's all old stuff we're just bringing back to life, and I'm just very grateful for the position that I am in, and want to say thank you for having me on your podcast, and everybody, just say thank you to everybody for tuning in and checking this out, and caring about paintball, and for anybody out there who's watching that doesn't play paintball, man, if you play this sport and you don't like it, I'd be shocked. Tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, maybe one day I will get enough courage myself, even doing this podcast, to hit up some higher level people at some point in time. But like I said, it's never a show to me about the politics and stuff. So I would love to, I think like Tom, and he likes a lot of the reels, and like at the end of the day, I think when I was like in Florida and kind of being around the camp and things like that, I think that was like realized where some of those people who might have like not known me, even though I've been around paintball for a long time, I haven't been like in some like limelight or some like features or anything or whatever, the fuck, like how people get to know each other. So it's like, I think by like Florida, I think Tom and like some of the people, but Femme Patel coaches, like realized like who I am, and like like the content that I've been producing, and I'm just a humble ass like dude. So at some point I would try to bring like Tom and some people on these like podcasts, and just talk about like kind of, we talk about just upbringing paintball, and more of like,
you keep calling him Tom,
things,
his name is Todd.
Oh, my bad, I said Tom, huh? I keep saying Tom. Did I say Tom? Did I say Tom?
Times, dude.
It's my bad.
Nerd.
My God, I'm a nerd. Tom. I don't know why.
You know what you mean. We're picking up what you're spilling.
I got you. Yeah, but I got you. But anyways, I appreciate you, and hopefully you guys don't see the very end of this, so you don't see my fuck up. But it's a lot going on. All right. But no, I appreciate you, Pup, and I think I'm pretty solid. And you got any last words for the people out there?
I don't know, for the 12 people that are still viewing, if you could just go and hit the like button for Goofy, I'm sure this will help him tremendously. And, just also show him that you guys really like this type of stuff, so he can continue doing it. And, it's he puts a lot of effort into this stuff, and it's not easy. This guy literally sits in this little white cave that you see in the background here, and just, puts himself through it and edits all these videos that he doesn't have to for basically free. So, we need people like that, like Goofy here, to just grow the sport and really like show people and showcase paintball. So, thank you from me to you.
Yeah.
Just a fool that likes the ball,
Yeah. And we'll cross paths, and hopefully this year at some point in time, the Narcos and Suffer will face off against each other, and maybe we'll, someone will be filming us. And I'll
shoot you then. I mean, see you then.
I'll get in the snake, dog. All right, don't worry. But I appreciate
put your
it.
scoliosis back.
Hey, I got you. Hey, you see me get in the snake every once in a while, dog. When I get in there, I ball, dog. All right, but I appreciate everyone. Appreciate you, Pup. And I'm about to end the live stream. Thank you guys, and have a great night.
See you guys.